best budget-thrown out this year.
CMF Phone 2 Pro. Search now on Flipkart.
राहुल तेरी वजह से पूरा प्लान कैंसिल हो गया।
अरे भाई
रहने दे।
सुन, बडीज के साथ क्रिकेट स्क्रीनिंग का प्लान बनना फास्ट, सेम प्लान कैंसिल होना उससे भी फास्ट। उसी क्रिकेट मैच के स्कोर अपडेट्स ESPN क्रिक इन्फो पे मिलना सुपर फास्ट। सुपर फास्ट स्कोर अपडेट्स के साथ और भी बहुत कुछ मिलेगा।
For fast scores and a lot more, download the ESPN Crick Info app now.
Right, if you gave Bangladesh 135 at the start of this innings, they would gladly take it. If you gave Pakistan 135 halfway through the innings, they would gladly take it. But from the depths of despair at 49 for 5 in the 11th, Pakistan, with 80 runs added in the last 8, do have a score on the board. 135 is where they finish, but it will still need a record defence for them to go through to the Asia Cup final, or else Bangladesh are at the cusp of denying this tournament an India-Pakistan final for the first time. We pick up the conversation on CMF by Nothing presents ESPN Crick Info Timeout in the continuing company of Varun, Aaron and Wahab, Riaz. Gentlemen, forecaster was the closest at 158. All of us, what we said, well, the lesser said about that, the better. But Bangladesh have conceded some runs at the death, but they would have taken this at the start.
Bangladesh have dropped catches at the death. That's the most important thing, because if you see, they've bowled really well. The bowlers have created chances, but they just could not hold on to their catches. 3 catches dropped, 2 of Shaheen, 1 of Nawaz, which has cost them 44 runs, which is quite a lot of runs in the context. If they had taken those catches, we would have seen a total which is a lot less, and that would have been a really easy chase. But I would say they've given Pakistan a very slight sniff. You basically let Shaheen Shah Afridi and Haris Rauf loose. I hope Haris Rauf takes the new ball today.
Right. A lot of those pieces worth coming back to, but this conversation needs to begin with the Pakistan batting. And 27 for 2 in the power play, 46 for 4 in the first 10. What was going on there, Wahab?
I don't know, but all I can say is that the wicket was good to bat on. And I think the balls the Pakistani players have gone out to, they were not, I would say that the bowlers have bowled there some exceptional balls. But I think it is bad shot selection, I would say. 27 for 2 in the power play, and then you have to take those 10 overs, at least at 6 an over, which we finished in 42 for 2. And I think Pakistan was quite lucky enough to get a few catches drop, and they could have scored runs. But I think the shot selection, the plan, I think had no idea on such a good batting track.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was going to ask you whether you thought the surface was any different from what we came to expect given the pitch report. So then what is it that went wrong? What do you put it down to? Because we've seen in the second half of the innings, once Shaheen Shah Afridi came out to bat and the way Nawaz and Haris got the runs, that the runs were there for the taking. So is it a skill issue for some of the batters who were there in the top 4?
See, every batsman in this team is skillful. I will never say that they are not skillful. They are very much skillful, but I think again they need to know that who they have to attack and how to attack. They have to pick the bowlers. As we discussed, the new ball will do a little bit, and you have to go through those 1 or 2 overs where the ball is swinging a bit. Again, we see the short selection, the way the batsmen are getting out. They are going after the bowling, but I feel like there was no plan that who they are targeting. You have to target 1 or 2 bowlers. We talked about that we need to be a little bit more aggressive onto the spinners. But again, we see that spinners were the one who came in and again put some brakes on the batting lineup. So, to be very honest, very disappointing. But I think credit goes to at least Haris and Nawaz, the way they have played, and they have showed the glimpse that if they would have batted a bit more positively on this wicket, Pakistan should have scored more runs.
Yeah.
I think Wahab initially used the word idea, and I would relate idea to batting tempo. In T20, there's a certain tempo you bat at. You don't try to overhit every ball, or you don't go into a shell. But what Pakistan are doing here is they're just showing 2 gears. Either they are on 7th, 8th gear and they're on overdrive, or they're on first gear. And the moment they were trying to go on overdrive right up top, they were trying to slog a lot of balls. They lost wickets. Immediately they buckled down and were just looking for a single. In T20 cricket, if you're just looking for a single, you're either going to get a dot ball or a single. But the general mentality of batters in today's day and age is they look positive and they look to get boundaries, even if they play lower percentage shots, maybe along the ground, but still look to get fours. And if it's a good ball, you respect it and take a single. But I think the Pakistani batsmen have been, the moment they get into trouble, they look only for singles, and they either get a dot or a single, and they can never hit a boundary until and unless it's the last 4 overs. So I think what really was missing from Pakistan today was batting tempo.
Yeah, and a vital point in keeping that tempo going, even if you're losing wickets, tends to be rotating the strike, something both you and Wahab brought up in our pre-match show. And Wahab, once again, we've seen 55 dots, 24 of them between Fakhar Zaman and Salman Agha alone. That has hurt Pakistan.
That is a real concern for the Pakistan cricket now. Playing that many dot balls in a T20 game is not acceptable. See, it is all about the intent. The intent does not mean that you have to go on each and every ball after the bowler for a boundary. The intent is also that if you are even taking a single, or even you are thinking to play a shot and that is converted to a dot ball or a single, the way you play that is called the intent. Intent is not that you are going after each and every ball and just trying to go after the bowling. So this is where they have to plan a bit. I think the aggression and the intent is missing in the Pakistan batting lineup right now. Because again, we see Sam Ayub comes in. He was a little bit out of form. He was playing against an off spinner. You take your chances, but you need to play one or two balls to get it settled in. Just see how the wicket is behaving, how the way ball is coming onto the bat, and then you go after the bowling. You come in straight away going after the bowler where you do not have a good form. That is also a concern, because you need to take a little bit time, because you are there. 19 overs were there for him to bat alone. But these kinds of mistakes, we know that Fakhar will go. Fakhar plays like that. That's fine. He gets out. But again, then you have to take some singles. You have to rotate the strike. You have to have that intent that, okay, if I get a bad ball, I will go after that. But I think, again, the planning doesn't look right. And I think credit goes to the Bangladeshi bowlers, the way they have bowled. I think we should not take them out of the equation.
Absolutely. We will go to the Bangladesh batting, but let's focus on the second half of the Pakistan batting effort, because it was a real struggle. But then numbers 6, 7 and 8, Mohammad Haris, Shaheen Afridi, who batted in the top 7 for only the 4th time in T20 eyes, and then Mohammad Nawaz, between them 75 of 51. What did they do, and why were they able to get the shots away?
First of all, they got a bit lucky. Let's be very honest.
Yeah.
3 catches were dropped. If those catches were taken, we wouldn't be having this conversation that what did they do right. So Bangladesh helped them out a little bit. And also, when you have nothing to lose, especially at the back end, and the opposition is dropping catches, then it's obviously easier for you to score runs, because there's not much pressure. But where they've really lost out is in the middle, where they just couldn't rotate the strike, and they were almost playing very dead cricket, that they've lost this game. Obviously up top they've lost too many wickets, but at the bottom I thought I've always said, we've always been saying that Mohammad Haris is somebody who should bat up the order. I think the Achilles heel of this whole batting lineup is obviously the captain, Salman Agha and Sam Ayub, who just don't seem to be getting a run.
Yep. Wahab, we touched upon this in the build-up to this game, Mohammad Haris and his batting position, because in the one proper knock that he did get, he did seem the most impressive Pakistan batter, at least outside of Shaheen Shah Afridi. So this another innings which goes to point that he perhaps needs to be utilised better. What did he get right?
See, when he came in, the wickets were down. The best thing about him, as I said before as well, that whenever he will come onto the crease, he will play his game. And the success he has already got is because of he going after the bowling. Today, the wicket was really good. He came in, he swept the spinner straight away, and then he was trying to play his shots to the fast bowler. And to be honest, he had enough time as well. He has a lot of overs to play as well, where he built a little bit, he built his innings a little bit more, and then he plays some shots. I think Haris is a good player. He's a good aggressive player, but then you have to also think, rather you have to take Fakhar Zaman out of the equation, you take Sam out of the equation, or you have to take Saibzada Farhan out of the equation. So for him coming and playing, and he was being playing by the party management, is making him play at number 6, number 5, number 6 on different occasions. So I think today he adopted it really well because the ball was coming onto the bat as well. The wicket was good. It was not where the ball was gripping or turning. I think he has played his part, and no doubt that Pakistan has reached his score because of his efforts.
Yeah, just the 7 dots for him. But Shaheen and Nawaz in particular, with the way they were able to line up the quicks, I take your point that a lot of times Shaheen, and this is not just about tonight, it's the other games where Shaheen's made a contribution with the bat, that he comes out at the end and he has to swing. But even getting those connections, because like we were saying, Pakistan's batters are coming out with the intent to hit. So why is Shaheen or a Nawaz lining up quicks and dispatching them over the fence that much better than the primary batters?
If you want a reason, I think the reason is technical, because if you see the way Salman Agha sets up, he goes deep in the crease and he has a very, very narrow base. If you want to really generate power and if you want to hit on the slower wickets, you really need a slightly wider base. If you see the way Mohammad Nawaz or Shaheen Shah Afridi bat, they have a wide base and they're really generating power through the hips. But the batsmen up top, either they're just going too hard too early, or they don't have the technique to actually generate too much power on these slow tracks. I think Salman Agha is a prime example of somebody's technique who doesn't match the modern game and also this wicket.
All right, that is the Pakistan batting story. 80 runs in the last 8 mean they do have 135 on the board. But let's go to Bangladesh, and what a commendable bowling effort this is on a surface which, as Varun and Wahab point out, had a lot more runs in it. The spinners did their job, but Tashkin Ahmed, who did not feature against India, whether that was resting, whether Bangladesh were keeping him for this game, his 3 wickets include the strike up top for Farhan, and then those wickets of Shaheen and Nawaz at the end.
I think Tuscan is a great example of sticking to his plans. No matter what the batsman's doing, no matter how hard the batsman is trying to come at him, he sticks to his plans. He makes sure he's keeping things really simple with the new ball, because fast bowlers know that they only have a window of 2 to 3 overs where they can actually get any movement from the new ball. And Tuscan Ahmed is somebody who really exploits that, and that's why you always see he's quite successful in the power play. And I would love to have Shaheen Shah Afridi take a few leaves from that book and make sure, no matter what the Bangladeshi batsmen do against him, to just stick to his strengths, which is to swing the ball and make sure he's hitting top of off and top of middle.
And he's been troubling Pakistan quite a bit, Wahab, is Tashkin. He was the leading wicket taker in that series in July, took 6 wickets then as well.
Yes, I think he's been bowling really well from last 1.5 years. Tashkeen has really upgraded his game, and he's been the main fast bowler for Bangladesh. He's good. See, what the difference is make is the bounce from his height and the ball which swings into the right hander going away from the left handers. I think he's using those lines really well, and he has really kept the Pakistani players on the back foot, because he has that ball which just comes rips up onto the batsman quickly, and he is somebody who is making a difference from the start. So I think he's been in a good form, and he has really troubled the Pakistan batsmen.
And Rashad Hussain continues to be the point of difference.
Rashad Hussain, he's somebody who he bowls from very close to his ear, almost past perpendicular, and generally batsmen when they look at bowlers like him, like Piyush Chawla, who have a very straight release, they don't feel that they're going to turn the ball much. But Rashad Hussain is somebody who can get a lot of turn and bite despite his release. So one of those bowlers who is definitely an investment for Bangladesh, and I can't believe that Bangladesh actually have dropped him in the Super Fours in this tournament. A big asset, and he's bowled with a big heart today.
Yeah, between Rashad and Mehdi Hassan, that's 4 for 46 in the 8 overs of spin. They've played their part. But now Pakistan, Wahab, set up this defence. How do Pakistan go about trying to defend what would be the lowest total defended in a game between full members at the Men's T20 Asia Cup?
See, if you need to defend this target, you need to take 10 wickets. And I think that's how Pakistan can only come into play. Put pressure on Bangladesh. We have seen that Bangladesh in the other game.
All right, we may have just lost Wahab for a bit, but continue the conversation, Varun. Shaheen, of course, imperative, as indeed Haris Rauf.
Can you hear me now?
Haris Rauf is very important to this whole defense. I think today is one of those days where Pakistan really has to throw Haris Rauf the new ball and tell him that we need wickets up top. And I would love to ask Wahab this question more than anything else. That Wahab, Haris Rauf is somebody who actually delivers the ball with a fairly upright seam. He's got an action which is very aligned towards the batsman. I don't think he's somebody who could be wayward with the new ball. Why doesn't Pakistan give him the new ball? Especially on days like today, you need pace and you need a bit of bounce up top with the new ball. If he shares the new ball with Shaheen Shah Afridi, I think there will be a potent combination, especially when you're defending such a small total. What are your thoughts on that? And if you can give us some insight from the Pakistani camp as to what they are really thinking with not giving Haris Rauf the new ball ever.
See, let's talk about Haris first. That he is somebody who is an impact bowler. He has that pace along with some skills where he can bowl those Yorkers, those slow ones, and those bouncers. So they want somebody after the power play who can control the game accordingly. So you cannot go. I think the mentality is not to go to somebody who can bowl 135, but to somebody who can bowl 145 plus, and then that can really create some difference to the batting lineup, because if ball is coming quick and skidding through, that can create chances for the Pakistan team. With the new ball, obviously, he can be effective. I totally agree. Today, we should see him bowling with the new bowler, especially in the first 6 overs, should be with him, because he can swing the ball alongside as well. He has that wrist. He has a very good outswinger to bowl on with. Depends that how Pakistan, target this 135, because they need wickets up front. And to have those wickets, the ball is swinging. They need to have slips around. They have to have some catching position. Let the Bangladeshi batsmen go over the top, take their chances. Because other than that, they also know that if they have 2 overs of Shaheen, if they look after 2 overs of Shaheen, and if he's not getting a wicket, and in the first 6 overs you don't get a wicket, then you are on the back foot straight away. Then you're going to chase the game. So Pakistan should go with Shaheen and Haris with their best bowling attack and try to get wickets, try to create chances, because first 6 overs are going to be very crucial if Pakistan has taken some wickets.
Right. So lots riding on Shaheen, on Haris. You think Abrar Ahmed, the way he's been bowling in this tournament. Bangladesh, how do they approach this target?
I think Bangladesh have to just concentrate on playing percentage cricket shots and they will cross the line. If they try anything too fancy, we might see Pakistan just sneak a victory.
Yeah, it is the getting over the finish line in these contests, which can be the defining factor. There was a period when Bangladesh did it consistently in the Asia Cup. They've been waiting 7 years to make the final. This could be their chance. Let's get predictions. Wahab, Riaz, call this game.
I'm being very optimistic that if we get wickets up front, 2 or 3 wickets in the power play, Pakistan can make some kind of signs of victory in this game.
They can, but will they? Give me a prediction. How do you see this ending?
They will. I will go with Pakistan. They will.
All right. So Wahab Riaz says it will be India-Pakistan in the final. Varun Aaron?
Okay, I have a conditional approach to this. If Haris Rauf does not bowl in the top 4, Pakistan losing this in the first 4 overs.
If he does, they win?
Yes.
All right, the fast bowlers are backing the fast bowlers. So give the new ball to the 2 pacers and the job will be done for Pakistan. I'll inform you that forecaster doesn't agree with all of that. They have Bangladesh at 76% favourites going into this chase of 136. Wahab, Varun, thank you for your time. Look forward to your company at the end of this. 136 then for Bangladesh to make it to the final and to deny the Asia Cup and India-Pakistan final yet again. Will that wait continue or will Pakistan find a way through? Join us once this chase is done on CMF by Nothing presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout.
Best budger thrown out this year.
CMF